I'm gonna be clear. We're gonna save Kyle Gott and Bully Juice. The rest of them we don't care about. What is up, guys? You're tuning in to Nikki MGTV for another military video for all your military video needs. As always, you can hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, or down in the comments below if you have questions. But as always, let's go right into the topic, and that is why every other branch hates the U.S. Air Force. And let me preface this entire video because some of you guys took the last video, which you can watch up there, why Marines hate the Navy. You guys took some of that way too seriously. This is the rivalry between the branches. I'm using hate as a strong word. Do you want me to say dislike? Do you want me to use some other synonym to make you more happy and comfortable in your little fragile hands? No, I'm not. I'm gonna say hate, and I mean it. They hate each other. I'm kidding. Not really. We love every branch. I love all you guys. Just give it a break. I'm just making my little opinion, talking about the dynamics of each branch and how they react with the next branch. And relax. Watch the entire video as well before you make a comment. Thank you. Let's move on. Yes, I was triggered. All right, so we all know this. We know the big deal. Air Force has it best, right? Air Force is the best branch out there. They care about their people. You always hear about that. The Air Force cares about their people. You're thinking in the Army and the Marine Corps, no one cares about their people? No, it all comes down to one thing, and that is money and how it's spent and who gets the most of it. So obviously, that's going to change how people are treated. Do you think that if the Marines could give everybody their own one-bedroom apartment and had that money, they probably would want to do it? Some people are going to disagree with that and say that they want the morale really low and whatever else. But no, I really do think that they would want to give more to their people. Mind you, this is not a factual video really by much. There are some facts that are kind of facts, but more rule of thumbs and my own personal experience. So don't take it as gospel, please. So yes, Air Force does have it better. That's why everyone hates them, because they've got everything better. It's the best, supposedly, and I can agree with that from my personal experience. But let's get to the root of this. Literally, every other branch, including me, I'm in the Navy, dislikes the Air Force because literally they are gonna have it better off than us, and they will still complain about it.
Hate us because they ain't.
First off is the fact that they've got this whole thing where you can have a dorm. Mind you, we call them barracks on the other side of the military. Oh, did we talk about the DFAC, or you mean the galley? Oh yeah, did I forget to mention that they get to move out of the dorms or the barracks before most of their branches? Trust me, I'm not trying to recruit here, I'm just letting you guys know it's the truth. Because a lot of the Navy and Army require to be E5 in order to leave, whereas a lot of the E4s, the Navy, I can tell you it really depends on the command, the manning of the barracks, how long you've been in, your rank. Sometimes E4 can move out, sometimes even an E3 can move out. It's so obscure, whereas the Air Force, it feels like it's a little more defined for them. Everything around this makes it sound like it's college. It's gotta be good. Next is the ranking up system. People are like, Air Force is slower to rank up, that's all we know. But they actually have some good opportunities for the junior enlisted making up to E4 that I think are better because they have some guaranteed promotions and things like that. The next thing I want to mention is their quality of life on the base. So we just talked about the housing. They stay in these things called dorms, but I want to say their exchanges on base are incredibly nice. Especially the ones I've been to. I've been to a couple, I'll name them for you. I went to Kadena in Okinawa. I went to Pope Air Force Base. I went to Andrews Air Force Base. I've been to the one in Guam, Anderson. I've been to a lot of bases, but I'm gonna let you know the truth. Okay, for the most part, I will say the Air Force consistently has the best exchanges. Most people think this isn't a big deal. It's a department store, which is very true. But when you're stationed overseas, when you have the best stuff, that can be a big life-changing experience of shoe selection, clothes, electronics, things like that. Also to include food options. If any of you guys have ever been to Anderson Air Force Base, they have a really nice, huge exchange. The one in Kadena, they have a ton of food options compared to most of the other bases on Okinawa, Japan. So the comforts of home are a little bit better. Next, if you want chicks and you want to be in the military, where better place to go than the Air Force? 25% of the entire force is chicks. Compare that to the Marine Corps where there's only 10%. So, I mean, your chances are more than double. You might as well join the Air Force, right? And for you guys that are in the Marine Corps, you guys already understand that if the girl arrives at base, by the next day she's got a boyfriend, she's got 2 other boyfriends on Tinder that she's already dated for the 2 months prior before she got there because somebody saw that she was arriving, found her on Facebook, and then DM'd her on Instagram. This is not from any accredited source other than the Air Force website where they say 44% of the people that join the service want to re-enlist or do re-enlist, which I find insane. That's saying almost half the people that join want to stay in, whereas I've heard figures around 20, 25% or whatever from the Navy. This varies obviously as time goes on, is constantly changing. Obviously, if you've seen a war happen, whatever else, yeah. But that's still an insane number. I don't know how you could flub it to make it that high, but I will say with every statistic, there's a way to twist it. So we'll just say, take that one with a grain of salt. Also, let's say you get automatic E3 if you decide to stay for 6 years. So the chances are good. If you've said 44% of the people are gonna re-enlist, and if you do 6 years, you're probably gonna end up wanting to re-enlist anyway, it's gotta be a pretty good deal. Now, my question to you is this. Are you the type of person that wants a non-traditional military experience? Believe it or not, no matter how good you sweeten the pot and how good the Air Force has it, there is going to be somebody that doesn't like it because people are just prone to complain. And there are people that are upset that join the Air Force where they should have joined something more of a brotherhood type because that's more of their appeal. So be self-aware at what branch you want to join and just understand that you're joining the Air Force and you're going to lose all ability to brag about anything besides how good you have it. And you've lost all right to complain about how you have it. And I will say my experience with the Air Force, they've had it really good. Every time I've been with Air Force, as far as living conditions, even when I was living out in a tent, they were given like some air-conditioned can that they lived in. But I'm not gonna be too mad because I was staying in a tent with air conditioning, but they lived in like a more solid structured can. They didn't ever have to live in a tent. That was a 2-man tent next to their buddies. But yes, they were in a can. I'm gonna wrap up this video with one last idea of understanding you don't have to join the Marines or the Army or Navy or whatever. I'm not promoting that or the Air Force. Realize no matter what you serve your country, and whether it's the hardest branch of the Marines or it's the easiest branch of the Air Force, you're still going to get the same benefits in regards to your GI Bill and all the VA benefits and things like that. So it's really what you're looking for experience-wise. There's obviously specific jobs within those branches which can offer different accreditations and schooling and training, but overall you're going to end up with a lot of the same stuff when you leave. So I say this as a person that went to a college class with a corporal that said to me that she said, why did I join the Marine Corps when I realized I would have probably stayed in if I joined the Air Force. I would have gotten the same benefits and I would have probably liked to re-enlist anyway. So that's why I'm not saying don't go Marines or do go Air Force or don't go Air Force, but I'm saying be self-aware of what you're expecting out of your service and your experience in the military. If you do have questions about the military, you can always hit me up on Instagram, Snapchat, or down in the comments below. And as always, guys, I love you guys. I'll see you next time.